is Wendy from West Davidson Public Library. Welcome back to my Geek Talk. Let's see what graphic novel we will be discussing today. Let's begin. Can't We Talk About Something More Pleasant by Ross Chast. This graphic novel was published in 2014. This New York Times bestseller is the New Yorker cartoonist's first memoir. The novel, sometimes poignant and sometimes humorous, highlights the author's personal experience with her aging parents. It depicts her true life struggle of caring for aging parents and coping with the rapid changes in circumstances that this entailed. Throughout the novel, we see the author go through a myriad of emotions, such as denial, avoidance, distraction, anger, and acceptance. This is a graphic novel for adults, and it is a recommended read that can offer comfort for those experiencing the decline or the life-altering loss of an elderly parent. Like all novels in my Geek Talk, you can read Can't We Talk About Something More Pleasant on North Carolina Digital Library, ncdigital.overdrive.com, or by downloading the Libby app. I hope you enjoyed today's graphic novel. Have a nice day.
Hey folks, it's Brian here at West Davidson Public Library for another edition of Geek Talk. Today I'm going to talk about the graphic novel The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle. It was a graphic novel adaptation of Peter S. Beagle's novel, and it was adapted by Peter B. Gillis and illustrated by Renee DeLiz and Ray Dillon. Some of you may have heard of or read the novel. The novel came out in 1968. It's very highly regarded. Several of my friends are big fans of it. And if you're like me, you may have seen the animated movie that came out all the way back in 1982. That came out as a production by Rankin Bass Productions, who also made the old animated Lord of the Rings films. And I have some vivid memories of seeing that movie as a child. Primarily, it was being terrified of the Red Bull, who is the big monster in this fantasy story. I just remember it being the scariest thing I had seen up to that point, I believe. I also remembered a lot of the plot points, and I remembered it being a sad story. So when this popped up, and I saw that we could read the graphic novel version on ncdigital.overdrive.com, I immediately put a hold on it, and I'm so glad I did. When I got this and decided to read it, it's one of the best graphic novels I've read in quite some time. If you're not familiar with it, if you haven't seen the film or if you've never read the novel, the basic story is that the last unicorn realizes that it's the last unicorn, and it decides to leave its forest home to go in search of what happened to its people. And through a bunch of adventures, she picks up some human companions. One of them is a bumbling wizard, and the other one is a scullery maid. And through various adventures, they find out what happened to the other unicorns. And ultimately, she has to confront the Red Bull, which is a giant flaming bull. She has to confront it to save her people. And as I said, it's got a happy ending, but it's a different kind of happy ending. And I'll have to say, this is one of the best graphic novels I've read in ages. Read ever, I will say. It is a heartbreaking story. The art is absolutely beautiful, and it has probably the saddest happy ending I can remember reading in quite some time. I will say that it's probably appropriate for readers middle school aged or higher, with the caveat that it will definitely it'll hit you in your feelings. I will warn you about that in advance, but in spite of that, I have to give this my highest recommendation. This has been one of the best things I've read in quite some time. You can find this on ncdigital.overdrive.com. You can also find it on the Libby app. And once you've gone there and you've read it, just let us know what you thought about The Last Unicorn in the comments below. Let us know if you liked it as much as I did. And once again, this is Brian at West Davidson Public Library, and thank you for listening to yet another one of my Geek Talks.